Hey everyone, this is Tracy, the Eclectic Muse, and I am going to be doing a deck review of the Green Witch Tarot by Anne Mura. I don't know if you can see her name there, so actually let me adjust the camera here just a bit. Okay, much better. All right, so I had been eagerly awaiting this deck because I'm a big fan of Anne's books. She does a series called I just got this mouth and I just barely learned how to use it. The Green Witchcraft series, which is a fantastic set of books that teaches you and shares her love and her passion of green witchcraft. I'd also like to introduce, this is Rosie. She's my cherry quartz crystal skull. She likes to travel around and hang out when I do my videos, so don't mind her. She's just kind of hanging out in the background there. But anyway, so let's get back to the deck. So Anne Mura. Now the book, I do apologize, I left the box upstairs in my house, but the box was about the same size as this book, and it was a very thick, gorgeous book. I mean, it had a fold-over enclosure that had a magnetic closure. Then once you opened it, there was a small insert or an inset for the deck with a ribbon around it. So nice, nice, nice box, and a great box for your bookshelf. So good job, guys. Now, let's get right into the review. I am a big fan of decks that give you a full-size book. This is just a fantastic book. I do apologize. In my last few videos, you may have seen kitty damage, and my cat Jet just loves to chew on my decks. Mommy doesn't like it. It makes Mommy a little upset. But anyway, great book. It is very, very thorough, and it is full of all kinds of information. The imagery is, of course, in black and white, but that's okay. I love how it gives this story and this history of the card. It gives its meanings, and it gives a reversed meaning. I personally don't read reverse cards, but some people do. And also, I don't know if you can see, but it also gives you almost like a keyword and a really kind of a cool area to journal any thoughts, any epiphanies, maybe any observations that you have. So fantastic book. In the beginning, she shares a whole lot of, for example, tips on how to ground and center, for example, how to begin a reading, just all kinds of really useful information, things to do during a reading, additional uses for your tarot. So great book. Well worth the purchase. Loved it, loved it, loved it. What is really cool, though, about this deck that I'm going to share here with you in just a minute is the fact that the deck has very much a pagan imagery to it. And I thought that was really kind of cool. You know, in more traditional tarot decks like the Rider-Waite, you have, you know, the same kind of imagery, but it's not necessarily pagan per se. I don't really know what I'm trying to convey until I actually show you these cards. I'm going to just share with you the major arcana or arcana. Here we have the Green Man card. I don't know if you can see that very well. The artistry, the illustrations are really, really beautiful. The Green Man, of course, takes the place of the Fool. Then we have, sorry again for the glare, we have the Witch. This, of course, substitutes for the Magician. There is also the High Priestess, who is herself, of course. Oh, I love this Earth Mother. Look at her. She is just ripe with abundance and ripe with her fertility. Ooh, very nice card. So she's called the Earth Mother instead of the Empress. Well, hello, Emperor. Very nice. He is definitely a treat to look at. There's some eye candy there. And I have to say I'm especially partial to this card. My last name is Badger, and what is that? It's a badger. I knew this was my special card. Here we have the High Priest. This, of course, would take the place of the Hierophant. Oh, the Lord and the Lady. Sorry again for that glare. Whew. Here, the Lord and the Lady are the lovers. Oh, beautiful. The battle wagon instead of the chariot. I really like the different images that definitely have a very distinct pagan flavor to them. Oh, strength. But actually, this is the crone card. There is such a bond there and an intimacy, and just, oh, love that one too. Ah, the Holly King. He is the Hermit. Of course, cannot have a deck without the Wheel of the Year, or in this substitution case, is that a word, the substitution case? The Wheel of Fortune. This wheel actually is really cool because it has all the sabbats on it. So I like how it conveys the imagery and the thought that no matter how stuck sometimes we are in life, time does flow. The seasons are always changing. I love that. The Standing Stone. Now this is an interesting take on the Justice card. It wasn't uncommon in ancient communities, pagan communities, farming communities, agricultural communities, that if there was a disagreement within the clan or the tribe, that they would come and stand within the circle, and the local officiant would then hear their sides and then make a determination of justice. So that's called the Standing Stone. Very nice. And, oh, I am so sorry about that glare. The Oak King, he is actually the Hanged Man. Love that. He looks so actually quite comfortable there. I can't say as I blame him. The Lord of Shadows. This is the substitution for the Death card. What I like about these images is they're not quite as scary or as intimidating to an individual who may have never had a reading before. The She. This would be the Temperance card. Oh, look at all her little alchemy in her bottles, and lavender, and her little fairies helping her. Ooh, Nature. This is the Devil card in the Rider-Waite system. I really have to say I am really liking this deck very much. Ah, the Tower card in the Rider-Waite, but here it is the Wild Hunt. The Star. Wow, there is no substitute for that beauty. That's the Star. The Moon. Oh, I don't know if you can see her face. It is really cool. Very full of mystery. Absolutely talks about intuition. Love it. The Sun. Now this is a very joyful, bright, cheerful scene. The sun is shining incredibly bright. In fact, it's probably quite hard to see in the video, but nicely done. The Harvest card. What a vibrant card. Oh, I really love that. This actually is considered the Judgment card in the Rider-Waite. And last but not least, we have the World Tree. What's interesting too is if you notice, you can see in the branches of the tree the seasons. Very nicely done. Very nice deck. So this definitely is a deck that I would recommend if you are looking for a very, unique deck that has a distinct take on the traditional Rider-Waite images. I do have to say one thing though, and that is I was really disappointed with the quality of the paper. I mean, they're so flimsy. I am really nervous about using these. But as you know me, I love not having borders. And the back, I love that pentacle. Very nice. But again, incredibly flimsy. I'm just afraid that these are going to really tear or bend. I may try to find a means to do some card strengthening treatment. I saw a video here on YouTube where a gal actually uses contact paper to line the back of her cards. The only downside though is I'm going to lose this image. The other thing that I love to do with my decks, and I think it would be fun to do with this one, is I always stain and ink the sides, a really unique color, and I thought that would be really cool to do green, because as you can see, when you put the cards together, they're kind of a sterile white, and I always like to stain them so we can get a really kind of a unique color. But this is, again, Ann Mura's The Green Witch Tarot, and a definite, I'm glad that I bought it, and there are no regrets whatsoever. So thank you so much for stopping by. And Rosie says, thanks for stopping by. And this is definitely a deck that she likes. So take care and love you much. Bye-bye.